smart move. Make it look like a drunken accident. But dropping the glass right next to the body, that's a little too convenient for my liking. G'day guys, Holy Critics signing in, and you're about to watch Perfect Alibi, a twisted journey of infidelity, betrayal, and cold-blooded murder. What begins as a picture-perfect family slowly unravels as hidden desires and dangerous secrets come to light. With Teri Garr and Hector Elizondo leading the charge, the tension builds piece by piece until the truth becomes too impossible to ignore. If you think you know how this story plays out, think again, because this one's got plenty of surprises in store.
Nothing like a little hot tea on a cold afternoon.
Passengers, please proceed to the customs area to claim your baggage.
Bowers. Welcome to America.
Hello. I am very pleased to meet you, Madame. Mrs. Bowers.
How was your flight?
Oh, very nice. Thank you.
Good. Where are the rest of your bags?
This is all I have.
Oh.
Many of my things I did not think would be good in California.
Well, yes, you're probably right. The weather is very different here. You can pick up whatever you need, you know, once you've gotten settled in. Well, let's go. My car's parked right over here in the lot. I spoke to my husband, and he suggested you have every Sunday off and 2 nights a week.
That would be fine.
Did you bring a French driver's license?
Oh, yes. I have it here somewhere.
Oh, that's okay, as long as you have it. It'll take you a little while to get used to California driving, but I'm sure you'll catch on.
Oh, no, Madame. I'll take it.
Oh, yes. Well, come this way. My family's dying to meet you. So big. Yes, it's too big. It was my mother's. We moved in after she died. Mom's home!
Mommy!
Oh, hi, sweetheart.
Is she the opera girl?
Au pair. Her name is Janine. This is Jeremy, the terror of the neighborhood.
Hello, Jeremy.
Hi.
Just in time. Hi, honey.
Hi.
I'd like you to meet Janine.
Hi, I'm Keith Bowers.
Hello. Nice to meet you, Dr. Bowers.
We're very happy to have you with us, aren't we, Keith?
Yes, welcome to the family.
And this is young Dana.
She's shy. She'll come around though, won't you?
How come she talks funny?
Because she's from another country, from France, all the way across the ocean.
I will try to make my English better.
Oh, no, your English is just fine. You must be tired. Why don't you come with me? I'll show you to your room.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you all.
I hope you like it. I just had it painted.
C'est parfait. Thank you, Madame.
I just can't get over the look on her face when I told her she had her own bathroom.
Well, you have to remember what she's used to. She's probably never had her own room before, let alone a bathroom.
Yes. I hope she's gonna like it here. I mean, everything is so different for her.
Let's just see how she gets along with the kids.
Well, Jeremy liked her right away.
Jeremy likes the gardener, too.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's a bad joke. You have to stop worrying. You're the one that wanted to spend more time at the shop.
I guess I am more worried that she won't like us than us not liking her.
Everything is going to be fine. She had good references, a lot of experience, right? Isn't that what you said?
Right. You're right.
I'm the doctor. I'm always right.
Pretty confident, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Love me?
What do you think?
Listen to this. The Whittier High arsonist is being released from prison next week.
Who?
Well, you remember, he was the guy that burned down the homes of all his old high school teachers. The ones he hated, anyway.
No.
Yeah, it was an old case of Tony's. You let me do some of the investigative work, you know, the background stuff.
You just can't get all that old police stuff out of your system, can you?
Well, for 11 years, I felt like I was married to the whole LAPD. Just habit, I guess.
Don't you think it's about time you started dating?
No. I mean, I don't know. If I met the right person, I guess. I'm in no hurry. Oh, damn.
You okay?
Yeah, I guess I just have to learn to walk a little slower now.
What did the doctor say?
He says I'm in denial. What could he say? I dropped a 20-pound car jack on my toe. It's got to get better.
I don't know why you bother with that, Melanie. Why don't you just get a new car?
Well, I consider it a personal challenge. This is very pretty. So how's the opera girl working out?
Well, it's only been 2 weeks, but so far so good.
The kids like her?
Oh, she's trying very hard to please us.
What does Keith think?
Well, he's more or less uninterested, you know, as long as you're happy, I'm happy kind of a thing. He thinks she looks like a nun.
Does she?
She just doesn't do anything to make herself look attractive.
Oh, hi, Aunt Dorothy. I didn't think you were coming in this afternoon.
I'm feeling better.
She ate something bad last night.
Morning, Melanie.
Hi.
Couldn't get off the toilet this morning. Damn diarrhea kept me up half the night. The old colon. Not what it used to be. Here, I want you to read this very carefully.
Oh, please, don't start this again.
What is it?
Oh, ever since I've moved into that place, she's been trying to fix me up with this to write from the singles column.
So what's wrong with that? That's how I met your Uncle Omar. God rest his soul, he was a good man. Hell of a card player.
Hell of a drinker.
You could use a few good belts. Might help loosen you up a little.
See, I think she's getting senile.
I heard that!
Hello. Hello, Madame Bowers. Let me help you.
Thank you.
Did you have a good day?
Yes. Is my sister here?
Yeah, she's upstairs.
Huh. Well, will you tell the children that dinner will be ready in an hour?
All right.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
No. That's okay.
Paula?
I'm here.
Are you looking for something?
Well, yeah, I need a black dress for a fundraiser. Something conservative. Have to make a good impression. Christ, you actually wear this thing? It's awful.
I'm not forcing you to borrow it.
Come on, don't be so sensitive. You know what? You should see Maurice. He'd fix you up. The right wardrobe would take 10 years off you.
Keith seems to like me just the way I am.
Well, suit yourself. Just remember, age will catch up with you before it does your young husband.
Thank you so much for reminding me.
Oh, I met your au pair, by the way. Kind of dowdy, isn't she?
No, she's very sweet. We're really pleased with her.
Oh, I forgot. You know, my plumber, he's got my kitchen all torn up. You don't mind if I stay for dinner, do you?
Paula, you know how Keith feels about you just inviting yourself over for dinner all the time. All you have to do is call first.
Would you relax? I promise I won't start any trouble. So how's your practice coming along, Keith? Killed any patients lately?
Only 2. Things have been slow.
Well, at least you won't have to worry about paying the mortgage on this place, huh? Nice to have a wife who's wealthy, isn't it?
I'm sure that's what Simon must be thinking. By the way, have you 2 set a date yet?
I know you find this hard to believe, but Simon is interested in me and not my money. Or should I say was. We broke up last week. Isn't that sweet?
Oh, Paula.
It's okay. He couldn't stand my drinking. I couldn't stand his breath.
The end to a perfect couple.
Oh, you're slipping, Keith. You used to come up with better insults.
I'd really like to continue the stimulating conversation, but I have to figure out who my next victim is.
Oh. See, now that's more like it.
Why can't you be more civil?
Don't take it so seriously, Mel. I enjoy kidding him. Besides, I think he likes it.
Well, I don't.
Come in.
Janine?
Oh, madame, is something wrong? The children?
No, everything's all right. Your light was just on. Are you all right? Yes. Is there anything I can do?
I was thinking about my aunt and my cousins. I don't know when I'm going to see them again. I'm also thinking that I'm too old to be sick to home.
Well, I don't think anybody's too old to be homesick. When I went away to college, I called home so many times, my father changed the number. Listen, I have to do some shopping tomorrow. Why don't you come along and we can get some things that you might need?
Oh, no. I don't have any money and...
Oh, no. It'll be my treat. Now, you promise me that if you ever get homesick or anything else, you'll come to me right away. All right?
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, and you can call me Melanie. That Madame Bowers makes me feel a little like I'm running a brothel.
Lately my eyes, I can't keep from looking up, 'cause sunny skies are all I can see. Just getting by just isn't good enough, and it looks as though it won't have to be. I'm alive, I survived and now I'm happy to be alive and know inside things are right and now they're happening for me. I'm flying high, high as a kite, coming down just isn't the choice. I feel so light, I feel like standing up and screaming at the top of my voice. I'm alive, and now I'm happy to be alive and know inside things are right and now they're happening for me. I'm alive, I survived and now I'm happy to be alive and know inside things are right and now they're happening for
Hello? Anybody home? Guess not.
Bravo! That was very good, Dana.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Mel. When'd you get home?
Oh, just a
few minutes ago. I just went upstairs to change my clothes first.
Hey, Mom, look at me!
Oh, that's wonderful, sweetheart. Did Paula come by today?
No? Why?
Oh, that's funny. She left my black dress, you know, the one she borrowed on the bed. Janine, did my sister come by today?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Well, she must have let herself in and left my dress on the bed.
I thought you said you liked her.
I did, sort of. But lately she's been getting on my nerves. I mean, I hadn't exactly planned on us being a Three Musketeers. Every time I go to the gym, Melanie insists on bringing Janine along.
Sounds to me like you're jealous.
Ridiculous. It's just that she seems to be overindulging her, you know? Could you hand me that 9/16 wrench over there? It's down the end by the vice grips. Yeah, that's it.
Vice grips, socket wrenches. Who cares? We need a man around here for this kind of thing.
Now remember you promised you weren't going to do this to me? You said after Tony died you were going to let me work this out by myself, remember?
That was before I knew you were going to become Mr. Goodwrench.
Yeah, I saved us $50.
I'd still rather have a man.
Hello?
Lydie? It's me, Paula.
Oh, hi, Paula. What's up?
I have to talk to you. It's about Melanie.
Oh, sure. You all right? You don't sound so good.
Nerves. I haven't had a drink in 4 days. Feels like a month.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Listen, I wouldn't have called, but I don't know who else to talk to. I think Melanie could be in trouble.
Well, what kind of trouble?
It's kind of hard to explain over the phone. Do you think we could meet, I don't know, maybe for lunch tomorrow?
Sure. Where?
City Cafe, say 1 o'clock.
Fine, but what's this all about?
Damn it. The tub's overflowing. I gotta go. I'll explain it all tomorrow. Bye. Oh. Damn it. I really need this.
You shouldn't drink so much, Paula.
What's happening? Has there been a robbery? Melanie?
Lady.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Excuse me. I'm Detective Riker. This is Detective Vinoda. Officer Holmes. Thank you. Who would you be?
I'm Lainey Tolbert. I own the shop with Melanie.
Lainey. It's Paula.
What about Paula?
I'm afraid there's been an accident, Mrs. Tolbert.
You smell like Mommy.
I know.
Oh, good. Thank you. Hot chocolate always makes her feel better. She's very fragile.
I know.
How are the kids?
Sleeping.
Well, I should get back to her.
Will I see you tonight?
No, we have to be careful. Be patient.
I spoke to Laney. She said not to worry about coming into the shop. Her and her aunt will take care of everything until you feel up to coming back. There, I got you some tranquilizers. Help you sleep until you start feeling better.
I don't understand. I don't understand how this could happen.
Ah, you know Paula. She was drunk. She slipped. It was an accident.
We had a fight the last time she was here.
That's not your fault. It's the only way she knew how to communicate.
I should have been more considerate.
You'll feel better in the morning. Here. Take one of these. I'll get you a glass of water.
Keith, I love you.
I love you too. I'm gonna take good care of you.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're closing.
Are you Melanie Bowers?
No, Mrs. Bowers is taking some time off for personal reasons.
I take it that you're referring to her sister's death.
And who are you?
My name's Franklin Dupart.
I'm Laney Tolbert. I'm Melanie's partner here.
Actually, my business was with her sister, but now that she's dead, I figure I better talk to Mrs. Bowers.
Well, I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I'm sure if you tell me, I can give her the message.
Well, you see, I'm kind of in an awkward position. Miss Simpson hired me to get some information for her, and she gave me a retainer, was going to give me the rest of the money when I finished the job. My problem is, who's going to give me the money now that I've got the information?
So you're a private detective, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and what kind of work were you doing for Paula?
Well, that would be confidential, if you know what I mean.
Oh, right. So how much money did she owe you?
Look, I want to be fair. She gave me $2,200 up front. Now, that might seem like a lot of money, but I was only charging her $175 a day, which is a very good deal if you check around.
So how much?
Well, I figure, including phone calls, about $270.
Well, what if I were to pay you, Mr. Dupard?
Well, I don't know. I guess in that case, the information would belong to you.
Of course, I'd need to know a little bit about what I was buying.
Well, I can tell you this. Miss Simpson hired me to do some surveillance on her brother-in-law. Apparently, she didn't trust him. She thought he might be fooling around with this French girl that lives with him.
Are you out of your mind?
Well, think about it. Paula must have had some reason to think that Janine and Keith were having an affair. Otherwise, why else would she have hired a detective?
Well, Paula never liked Keith. You know that. Everybody knew that.
Yeah, well, you know, Dupard had Keith under surveillance. It turns out every Wednesday morning, Keith would leave the house at 8 a.m. and he would come back at 9:30, right after Melanie went to the shop. He would spend most of the day there, and then he would leave again in the afternoon.
I need a drink.
It means he was home with Janine on Wednesdays.
That's not proof they're having an affair, and you know it. I think this whole thing goes back to your jealousy of Melanie's friendship with Janine.
That's not true. Something's going on here. I mean, every time I call the house, Janine answers the phone and makes some excuse why I can't talk to Melanie.
You're just being paranoid.
Oh, really? I bet you didn't know that Keith was married before, did you?
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me about it.
Yes, I am. Dupard did some research, and he was married to an Ellen Kringle of Boulder, Colorado.
So he had a previous life. What's the crime in that?
Yeah, but Melanie never mentioned it.
Well, maybe Keith doesn't want anyone to know about it. A failed marriage isn't something people brag about.
Well, please, would you just look at the facts? Paula hired a private detective to see if Keith and Janine were having an affair, right?
Right.
And then Paula called me to tell me that Melanie was in some kind of trouble, right?
Right.
And then Paula and I made plans to see each other, but before we could, she ends up dead, right?
I think you need this more than I do.
What if all of this is somehow tied in together, you know?
If you're trying to tell me that Keith killed Paula because she knew that he was having an affair, I'd say you've been watching too much Geraldo.
But what if it wasn't an accident?
Lainey, Paula was drunk and slipped on the stairs. There was vodka everywhere.
Wait a minute. Paula told me she hadn't had a drink in 4 days. You know, I somehow believed her. That was the night of the accident, she told me that.
I'm going to need this after all.
up, sweetheart. Melanie. Melanie. Melanie, it's time to wake up. It's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. You gonna stay in bed all day?
Oh, my head.
I'm gonna cut your dosage in half. You shouldn't be this tired all the time.
Oh, I had a bad dream.
I'm not surprised. You kicked me twice last night. I tried to wake you up, but you were completely out of it. I'm late. I have 2 gallbladders and a spleen today.
Keith, do you still find me attractive?
You really did have a bad dream.
Well, it's just that we don't spend that much time together anymore, and I can't remember the last time we made love.
I want to make love to you. I just didn't want to force the issue until you felt better.
Really? You're not just saying that?
Your health and well-being are the most important things in the world to me. I wouldn't let anything in the world get in the way of that. You just get better. Everything will fall back into place. I gotta go.
Keith, you didn't answer my question.
You know I find you attractive. I love you, Mel.
I love you too.
Well, that's an intriguing theory, Mrs. Talbot. How long have you known Dr. Bowers?
Well, like I said before, ever since they got married.
All right. And you liked him well enough?
Yeah, he seemed to have a pretty good sense of humor, and he really seemed very devoted to Melanie, you know?
Yet overnight, you're willing to believe he was capable of murder just because he was fooling around with some girl.
To tell you the truth, I really don't know what to believe anymore.
Oh, stress ball. I don't know if it works. It helps me think. I hope.
Hey, Lieutenant, anybody for a taco?
No.
Sorry, man. Oh, man.
Now.
Taco sauce. What is the big deal? Excuse me. How much did they mustard with the taco? Oh, man. I told them to give me taco.
You just eat an hour ago?
Hey, sorry, man.
He eats like a condemned man, this guy. I'm sorry. Coffee?
No, thank you.
Let's just say that Dr. Bowers was cheating on his wife, and his sister-in-law found out about it and was going to expose him. Why would he kill her?
Well, first of all, Melanie has a lot of money. I mean, she inherited several $1 million when her mother died. And maybe he didn't want to give up his comfortable lifestyle. Just a flimsy theory, but it's, I don't know.
No, you'd be surprised. I had a case last year. A guy killed his neighbor because he wouldn't clean up the leaves after pruning the hedges between the houses.
Now, that's justifiable homicide.
Well, today, yes.
Well, I know you think that I'm probably crazy, but I really think I have something here.
Maybe. It's not enough to take to the DA. He needs hard evidence.
Like what?
Well, for starters, proof that Dr. Bowers was at Miss Simpson's house on the night in question. But the neighbors don't report seeing anyone.
I see.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Talbot.
Well, thank you very much for seeing me, Detective.
Of course. Mrs. Talbot, I never had a chance to work with your husband, but I was told he was a hell of a good man.
Yes, he was.
Judging by the kind of woman he was married to, I would also say he was a very lucky man.
Thank you.
Sure you don't want a burrito instead?
Get out of here.
Excuse me. Do you know where I can find a doctor?
Janine, what are you doing here?
Well, I've got the evening off. Jeremy is spending the night with a friend, and Denier is in with Melanie.
You shouldn't have come. I told you we've got to be very careful.
Yeah? Well, I'm tired of being careful. I'm tired of smiling, acting polite, taking care of that pitiful wife of yours. What about me?
Okay, just calm down. What did you have in mind?
Better buckle up.
What the hell are you doing? Look out! Will you take it easy? Are you out of your mind? Watch out! Need to stop the car. Stop the car now.
I don't like to be ignored.
Tolbert? Welcome to my office.
Charming.
Actually, my office is across the street, but I prefer to meet here. It's less formal.
Oh, Frank?
Hey, Jerry.
What can I get you two?
A black coffee.
Bloody Mary, extra spicy.
Coming up.
Thank you for seeing me.
Yeah, well, actually, I was kind of surprised that you called. Was the information that I gave you okay?
Well, actually, that's why I'm here. It sort of whet my appetite. Mr. Dupart, what I'm about to tell you is, it's strictly confidential, okay?
Discretion is the name of my business, Mrs. Tolbert. I would never betray a confidence.
Of course.
Black coffee? Heavy on the spice.
Thanks, Chair.
Well, it's just a theory, you understand, but I think that Dr. Bowers had something to do with Paula Simpson's death.
I thought it was an accident.
Yeah, the police think that too, but I'm not so sure. I mean, if Paula Simpson were to tell Dr. Bowers' wife about his affair, it might have led to a divorce. It doesn't seem like much of a motive for murder. But Mrs. Bowers is worth several $1 million, you know?
People have murdered for money before.
Yeah. And the police will not reopen this case unless I can produce some hard evidence. So I'd like to hire you to continue the investigation if you could.
I see. Well, I think the first thing I should do then is have a word with Dr. Bowers.
Well, no, I don't want him to know that I suspect him, and I don't want to upset Melanie.
Mrs. Tolbert, it's been my experience that guilty people generally will incriminate themselves if given the chance. If he's guilty, he'll take the bait. If not, we'll save ourselves a lot of trouble.
Hello.
Dr. Bowers?
Yes?
My name is Franklin Dupart. You don't know me. I'm a private detective. I hope I'm not bothering you.
I'm rather busy. What's this about?
Well, I'll try to keep it brief. Your late sister-in-law, Paula Simpson, hired me to follow you before she died. Seems she thought you might be having an affair with your au pair.
Excuse me, Mr.
Dupard. Franklin Dupard.
Mr. Dupard, I don't know what you're after, but I resent your accusation.
Oh, you have to excuse me for being so blunt, Dr. Bowers. It's a nasty habit I have.
What is it you're after?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've been doing a little bit of thinking. Maybe Miss Simpson's death wasn't an accident after all, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, maybe somebody with the right motive just wanted to make it look that way.
Mr. Dupard, you're wasting your time and mine. Paula's death was an accident.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to be at a bar called Bordner's near the corner of Cherokee and Hollywood Boulevard tomorrow night, say around 10:30. I'll have a red handkerchief in my jacket pocket. If I were you, I'd come.
Dupard, listen to me. Hello? We have a problem.
Well, it appears you've been stood up again, Frank. Yep. Even ironed my best shirt, too.
Excuse me. Can you tell me what time it is?
Yeah, it's 11:15.
Oh. I was supposed to meet my brother. I guess he's not coming.
Well, welcome to the club. Can I buy you a drink?
No, thanks. I'll just wait a bit longer.
Come on, just a drink. I promise, no funny stuff, just a drink.
Okay.
But just one.
Okay. So what do you have?
Tom Collins, if that's okay.
Perfect. Tom Collins for the Lady Jerry, and I'll have another bourbon.
Put that on your tab, Frank?
You bet.
I'm Stella.
Franklin Dupard. My friends call me Frank. Very nice to meet you, Stella. You haven't been in here before, have you? I'd know, because I'm a regular. If a pair of legs like yours had come in here before, believe me, I'd remember.
I'm from out of town.
Oh. Looks like tonight wasn't a total waste after all, huh? Here's to new friends.
The new friends.
Thanks for the drink, Frank.
Yes, we just got these in. Well, they're not exactly. Oh, would you excuse me for just a second? Well, Detective, what brings you here today?
Well, how are you?
Hi.
Hey, I was just in the neighborhood, and I remembered you had some interesting stuff here. I thought I'd stop by and take a look around. My sister has a birthday coming up, you see. Well, look at that. Look at that, will you? Wowee. Wowee.
Well, that's 18th century English, Lieutenant.
Ah, fancy monkey.
Listen, we're serving tea. Why don't you have some and I'll give you a tour. Sit down.
Thank you. All right.
Wait. Oh, nope. Okay, now, sit.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. By the way, what was the name of that detective that Miss Simpson hired?
Dupard, Franklin Dupard.
I knew that name sounded familiar. His name came across my desk a couple of days ago.
So you're gonna talk to him?
No, I couldn't, even if I wanted to. He's dead.
What?
We're waiting for an autopsy report to determine the cause of death.
Oh, my God. Now, surely you can't still think this is all a coincidence, not after everything I've told you.
I'm afraid that's all it is. It's just a bizarre coincidence. Once Paula Simpson died, he had no further connection to her.
That's not true.
Oh.
No, I hired him to continue the investigation. He was just gonna go have a talk with Keith.
It's definitely an overdose, Nick. But it looks like 2 different episodes. Here we go. A cocaine strychnine mixture was injected here.
No tracks.
A first-time user.
Bless you, bless you, bless you.
Thanks, got it from the twins. One gets sick, then the other gets sick, then I get sick. Happens every year. Thanks.
You said there were 2 episodes.
Yeah. Let's see. Upside down here. The results from the throat and palate tissue indicate that the strychnine was ingested orally, probably with a liquid. We found a considerable amount of alcohol in his system.
Well, how long before the poison takes effect in the body?
Oh, fast. There's no way he would have had the time to shoot up after ingesting the mixture orally.
So it's possible that someone gave Dupart a drink with the strychnine in it, then waited until he was almost dead before injecting him with the other stuff, so it would look like an overdose.
It's possible.
Bless you.
Oh, damn kids. Thanks.
Keep it.
Thank you. Of course, now, the killer would have had to work quickly to inject the stuff while the heart was still working. You see, otherwise the poison wouldn't be able to circulate in the system.
Mm-hmm. So you think we're looking at a homicide?
It's a strong possibility, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch. You said he was a drunk.
Drunk. He was an alcoholic, judging by the size of his liver.
But there were only a few beers in the office where he was found.
Maybe he'd been out drinking.
That's probably where he met the killer. Now, do you believe me, Detective?
Mrs. Talbot, you're not even supposed to be here.
I know where Dupard met his killer.
I used to play ball around here years ago. Used to be a nice neighborhood. Right now, you're only here as an observer. I'll ask all the questions, all right?
Right. I'm the observer, you're the detective.
Let's find a place to sit and I'll take care of this, okay?
No, I'm fine.
Excuse me. Lieutenant Riker, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, sure. What's the problem?
Okay. Do you know Franklin Dupart?
Yeah, I know Frank. What'd he do? I mean, forget to pay his rent again?
He's dead.
No shit. Jesus, how'd that happen?
We don't know.
Excuse me. Was he here last Thursday night?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he was always here.
Please try to remember. It's very important.
Yes, please. Try to remember. This is very important.
Matter of fact, he was here that night. Now, I remember he was all dressed up to meet somebody.
All right. Did you see who it was?
The guy never showed.
So it was a man.
Yeah, he wanted me to put the guy's drinks on his tab.
Did he talk to anyone else?
Matter of fact, he did. He met a chick. She wasn't a regular, but I know everybody that comes in. But well, he did buy her a drink, and they left together.
I see. All right. What does she look like?
Nice looking. Blonde hair, good body. Tell you the truth, I was a little bit surprised that she would go for a guy like Frank. I mean, he's, you know, not exactly the ladies' man type.
So this girl, how old would you say she was?
Say early, mid-20s, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, it was strange that she would go for a guy like Frank. But,
All right, I understand. Listen, thank you very much for your time. If you can think of anything else, just let us know. Let me know, okay? Thank you. Now, where do you get off asking questions? You know I could lose my job for involving a civilian. And you're not even supposed to be in there.
It was Janine, I'm almost sure of it. What if they're in on this together? You have to admit, it's the kind of thing that a doctor could engineer perfectly. I mean, the injections, the strychnine, the timing. You know, he could have just told her exactly what to do.
Excuse me, but in case you weren't listening, she doesn't fit the bartender's description.
Well, she could have changed her appearance, you know, got a wig of some kind, a blonde wig, dropped the accent. I mean, wouldn't it make perfect sense that she would change her appearance if she was going to commit a murder?
There's a lot of big ifs. One minute you're ready to convict Dr. Bowers, the next minute you're telling me that the au pair's a murderer, too.
Well, Lieutenant, 60% of all murder victims knew the person that killed them. I heard that on CNN. Huh.
All right. All right.
You know, chances are Dupart knew the person that killed him, whether he was aware of it or not.
All right, let's just say you're right. What was the motive? Why would she risk killing him?
Well, she's got a great life here. She has an easy job. She lives in a beautiful house, not to mention the fact that she's having an affair with a very handsome doctor. Maybe she sees a future in it.
How do you do that?
Do what?
You know, twist things around like a pretzel so they sound so logical.
I don't know. But it took years of practice. Anybody home? It's Lainey. Mel? You awake?
Lainey.
Hi. Practicing catalogs. I've been trying to get a hold of you for weeks. Doesn't anybody give you my messages?
Sorry, I just haven't felt like talking. How'd you get in?
Oh, I came in the back door. Hope you don't mind.
Of course not.
Melanie, you look terrible.
I haven't been feeling well lately.
Tranquilizers?
I can't really sleep at night, and when I do, I get these terrible nightmares that... I can't seem to do anything lately. Last week was Jeremy's play, and I promised that I'd come. At the last minute, I just couldn't get out of bed. Janine wanted my place.
You know, Melanie, I've known you for a lot of years, so please understand what I'm about to say to you is only for your own good. But I wouldn't let Janine get too close to the children.
I don't understand.
I've never told you this before, but I just don't trust that woman. There's something about her that really bothers me.
Laney, that's ridiculous. Janine has been a godsend. She does everything to make my life easier.
Oh, really? What about Keith? Does she take care of him, too?
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that you're too trusting, Melanie.
You're trying to upset me. You're doing a terrific job.
I'm sorry. It's the last thing in the world I want to do.
Laney, is there something you're not telling me?
I'm just worried about my best friend, that's all. The main reason I came over here was to see how you were doing.
Well, now you know.
Yeah, now I know. Remember what I told you. You are a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. Okay? I'll call you later.
What are you doing?
Keith, what are you doing home?
I happen to live here. What are you doing in my desk? Does Melanie know you're here?
Of course. She's upstairs resting. I just needed a copy of the shop insurance policy. She told me to keep it here in this drawer.
Why do you need the policy?
Well, we're up for renewal. I want to see if I can get a better deal someplace else. I'll bring it back in a couple of days after I've had a chance to take a look at it.
I hope you found everything you need then. Laney, as soon as Melanie's feeling better, why don't you come over for dinner?
Yes, I'd like that.
Good.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, what do you got?
I checked Paula Simpson's phone records for the week prior to her death. The activity seemed pretty normal, except for 4 calls placed to Boulder, Colorado. One was to the residence of a Jonah Kringle.
Jonah Kringle sounds familiar.
It should. It shows up in the report Mrs. Tolbert bought from Dupard. Ellen Kringle was Keith Bauer's first wife.
That's nice. What about the other 3?
Boulder Police Department. I called and spoke to a Sheriff Spivak, and guess what?
Huh.
Ellen Kringle died of a drug overdose 8 years ago.
Idiot. That's about the time she was married to Bowers. I better talk to this Spivak. You want a sandwich?
Yeah.
I bet you do. You haven't eaten in 5 minutes.
Bonjour, puis-je vous aider? Hello, I'm calling from Los Angeles, California. Do you speak English?
Oui, a little.
I'm looking for a Monsieur Ledoux.
Un moment, s'il vous plaît.
Henri Ledoux speaking.
Hello, my name is Laney Tolbert, and I'm calling from the States to check on a person that used to have working for you, a Janine Pelletier.
Oh, bien sûr, yes. Janine worked for me for almost a year. She had a very fine future in my business.
Forgive me, Monsieur Ledoux, but what business was that again?
Pharmaceuticals, medical equipments. We sell our products all over the world. Janine spoke to many languages, so she was very valuable to me.
I see. So I assume that doctors were your main clients.
Yes, from all over the world. Though, I must say that Janine enjoyed the Americans the best.
No kidding.
What was that?
Well, I suppose you know that she's come over here to become an au pair.
Pardon? Oh, you're joking, yes? Janine and I, we laughed at her being an au pair, even for a short while. But she She explained that it would be for a very short time, just to facilitate the immigration process, you know, until the happy event.
The happy event?
Well, yes, the marriage to the American doctor she met at the Paris convention last year.
Six o'clock flight to Denver tomorrow morning. The department's picking up the tab, but it's going to cost me vacation time.
Why?
Because the boss still thinks that all we're doing is building up a strong case of circumstantial evidence. So we compromise, thank you.
It must mean something that Bowers knew Janine before she came to this country, doesn't it?
Even if we could prove that Bowers engineered this whole au pair thing and convinced his wife it was her idea to choose Janine, doesn't prove that they committed murder.
But if we can prove it was murder, we could prove that it was premeditated murder.
Right. If I could establish some pattern in Bowers' previous life, then we could figure out what he's going to do next.
I always thought that was a long way between adultery and murder. Now I'm not so sure. You don't think his first wife's death was an accident, do you?
Well, that's what I'm going to find out. Just remember, Paula Simpson's death is still listed as an accident.
Don't you think we ought to warn Melanie?
No, not yet, no. If we move too quickly, Bowers might back off. Besides, I've got another problem.
You're not afraid to fly now, are you?
Of course not.
Mark Air Flight 552 arriving from Los Angeles, Gate 21.
Will incoming passenger Don Brady please pick up the white courtesy phones?
Nick Riker.
Sheriff Carl Spivak. Welcome to God's country, Lieutenant.
Thanks for coming. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I've been fascinated with that Bowers case for years. It's one of those I can never forget.
Where's Mr. Kringle?
Oh, Jonah's going to meet us up at the cabin. The roads are clear. Won't take too long. Hope you brought some warm clothes.
Clothes? Well, I'll only be here a day. I didn't think I need any clothes.
What are you doing?
Janine, you startled me.
Are you looking for something?
Yes. I was looking for this book.
You don't look well. Are you okay?
I'm a little tired.
Maybe you should lie down.
Yes. Yes, I think I will.
Kringle sausage is a mainstay in this part of the country. People around here call Jonah the Weenie King. Oh, he hates it.
Let's not call him that then. We don't want to piss him off.
Oh, no. This is his fishing hideaway here. Jonah?
Oh, hi, Sheriff.
Good afternoon, Jonah. This is Lieutenant Riker from Los Angeles. He's the fellow I told you about.
Oh, Mr. Riker.
How do you do? Nick Riker. I really appreciate your seeing me like this, Mr. Kringle.
Oh, not at all, not at all. You boys don't mind if we walk while we talk, do you? I need to chop a little firewood.
Well, that sounds good. Might clear the smog from my lungs, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's great up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Spivak tells me you want to know about Keith Bowers.
Yes, whatever you can give me. How long was he married to your daughter?
Well, less than a year. They were married in January of '85, and she died the following November.
I see. I'm sorry. I know this must be difficult for you to talk about.
Well, 8 years does dull the edge, Lieutenant, but you never forget.
I understand.
Now, I was against this marriage from the very beginning. Ellen was 12 years older than Keith. She was frail, easily influenced. Now, Keith had a certain ability to manipulate people. Ellen didn't stand a chance. Some people thought that she committed suicide. But I know better.
Her body was full of prescription tranquilizers and amphetamines.
Well, she was constantly under a doctor's care for something. Now, Keith had just graduated from the University of Colorado Medical School. And he had his heart set on moving to Los Angeles. Ellen couldn't stand the idea of moving to a big city. Anyway, Keith thought it'd be a good idea if they came up for a weekend up here and got away from it all.
Bowers had gone into town. He found Ellen's body when he got back.
I'll tell you something else. That boy saw a gold mine in my daughter. Now, everybody knew that she'd get 250 grand from a trust her grandmother set up the day she got married. Oh, would you mind putting that log up here for me?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. What happened to that money, Mr. Kringle?
She left that son of a bitch every cent. Well, that's what I told that woman when she called Keith's sister-in-law. She wanted to know everything about Keith and Ellen. It really got me upset.
Was that Paula Simpson?
I don't remember her name. And I don't like nosy bodies. Well, the minute I hung up, I called Bowers in California. And I told him to keep his sister-in-law from calling me again.
I see. Do you know if he did that?
Oh, he must have. She hasn't bothered me since.
I take it Bowers had an alibi.
Seems the heater in his car wasn't working. He was with a mechanic in town from 3 to 7 o'clock that afternoon. The coroner fixed the time of death at somewhere between 2 and 7. But, for what it's worth, I don't think Bowers fed her the drugs. I think he got somebody else to do it for him.
Who?
Marilyn Zakowski. waitress from Greeley. Bowers was having an affair with her. At least that's what her sister said. A couple months after Ellen Kringle died, Marilyn Zakowski has a fatal car accident. Somebody ran her off the road, no witnesses. Guess what? She was driving a brand new car, paid cash for it. Now you tell me, how can a waitress afford to do that?
Ellen Kringle's money.
You got it. But I couldn't prove a thing. Now, the trail is ice cold, Lieutenant. As cold as Ellen Kringle.
You mind if I roll this window up?
You cold? Oh,
No,
hell, roll it up.
Am I cold? Does
Roll it
Pinocchio have wooden balls?
Oh, yeah, heck yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Is he married?
I don't know. I didn't ask him.
Your hormones are working for the first time in 3 years, and you don't know. Does he have good teeth?
I don't know. What kind of a question is that to ask?
I hate a man that doesn't take care of his teeth.
You know, you're crazy. Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Talbert. This is Nick Riker.
Where are you?
In the air, somewhere over Utah.
Well, what'd you find out?
Well, Bauer's first wife was also older, and she had money. Same scenario as now.
Well, did he kill her?
No, not directly. He had someone do it for him, a waitress he was having an affair with.
It's Janine. He's gonna have Janine murder Melanie.
All right, young lady, now listen to me. Don't do anything until I get there. You hear me?
Hello, Riker?
This is your captain speaking. We anticipate some rough weather ahead. Please return to your seats.
Hello?
What is it?
It's Melanie. Melanie's in trouble. I gotta go.
Just a second. Here, better take this. I keep it for emergencies.
Brought you some hot chocolate. And some cookies. It's your favorite.
Whipped cream.
What?
It's better with whipped cream.
Sorry, I forgot. I'll be right back.
Everything okay? Yes. Right on schedule.
Ready. Do you like it?
It's better this way.
Okay, that's it. Close her up, Doctor.
All right, Keith.
So sleepy.
Can I get you anything else?
No. I just need to rest.
All right.
Lieutenant, wait up. Jeez, you look terrible, man.
Thank you very much. You should have seen me 20 minutes ago.
New deal. They just dispatched an ambulance to the Bowers residence.
What are we doing here? Why didn't you tell me this before?
Paging Dr. Bowers. Emergency, Dr. Bowers.
This is Dr. Bowers. What? I'll be right down.
Let's get to the hospital before anything else happens.
Doctor, will she make it? It's hard to say. The next few hours are critical.
Janine, wake up. You've got to tell me what happened.
She switched cups. She knows. I'm afraid.
Don't be. I'll take care of everything. I love you too. Don't worry about anything. You just get some rest.
Hold it right there, hold it. Police.
What the hell is going on?
Get a syringe.
Nurse, call security.
Read him his rights, come on.
You have the right to remain silent.
I know my rights. This is ridiculous.
You're planning on adding a few goodies to the IV, Doctor? You're under arrest.
For what?
Well, attempted murder, for one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah? Ask your girlfriend.
My girlfriend? I don't have a girlfriend.
What's going on in here?
Police.
That's what I'm trying to find out here.
We'll get him out of here.
You're making a mistake. I'm a respected surgeon.
Of course. I'll see you at the trial, Doctor.
This is absurd. At least tell me who it is that I supposedly tried to murder.
You're right. Melanie. Oh, thank God you're here. What the hell has been going on? What happened with Janine? Well, for God's sakes, tell me what happened. They're arresting me. I love you, Melanie.
Okay, let's go.
It's okay. Don't worry about the kids. I'll take care of them.
Mrs. McArthur. Doctor wants to take a look at you.
I told you not to do anything till I got back.
I know. I guess I just couldn't help myself, huh?
Right. I'm hungry. You hungry?
Does this mean I'm forgiven?
No, I didn't say that. I just asked, are you hungry? I haven't eaten anything all day.
Well, I suppose you didn't eat on the plane, huh?
That's cute. I flew the last 45 minutes from the toilet.
What? Lost my quarter.
He's like he has hollow legs. He doesn't gain weight. I don't understand the man.
You know, I have an aunt like that.
Is that right?
She eats all the time, never gains weight.
Thank you, Doctor. There he goes.
So can I ask you a personal question?
Would it matter if I said no?
Are you married?
I'm a widower, 5 years.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right?
How are your teeth?
My teeth? What, are you shopping for a horse?
No, I'm sorry, but my aunt's gonna want to know.
Your aunt, is she a dentist?
Not exactly. She's, So would you like to have dinner next week, maybe?
Not if it means I'm in for root canal.
I don't know you well enough for that.
I'll tell you what, dinner's all right if there's dancing involved.
Dancing?
Big band music. Big band, not that stuff, that rock and roll business.
Absolutely. I'll dance. I love dancing.
Okay everyone, thanks for sticking with me through Perfect Alibi. I hope you enjoyed it, and I now want to share my final thoughts. So, at its core, Perfect Alibi sets up what feels like a classic domestic thriller. A seemingly idyllic couple who hire Janine, a French au pair, to help with their children. But beneath the surface, Janine and Keith are engaged in a clandestine affair. Melanie's sister Paula uncovers their betrayal, but before she can expose them, she's pushed to her death, and there's no mystery who did it. Soon after, Melanie's health starts to deteriorate, fueling rumours that she's being slowly poisoned. The tension builds to a steady simmer, keeping you guessing about Janine's true role. Is she a pawn or the mastermind? As you can probably tell, the story had me hooked from the very start. I thought Teri Garr and Hector Elizondo brought a sense of urgency and warmth that grounded the film's more melodramatic twists. Their chemistry as detectives made the investigation feel less procedural and more personal. I also can't forget to mention Kathleen Quinlan, who delivered a nuanced performance as Melanie. Her gradual decline was both tragic and unsettling, adding emotional weight to the plot, even when it ventured into familiar territory. And further to that point, Perfect Alibi didn't exactly reinvent the wheel. The twists, while engaging, relied too heavily on well-worn tropes, and the pacing was also uneven, sometimes rushing through key moments, while other times lingering way too long on less critical ones. It's as if the film couldn't decide whether it wanted to be a slow burn mystery or a high stakes thriller. And in trying to be both, it never fully committed to either. In the end, Perfect Alibi had just enough of the right ingredients to keep me engaged, but it never quite rose above its formulaic roots. That's why my final rating is 3 stars. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more film reviews, and feel free to share your opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and this is Holy Critic signing out.